lab number 7. Lab number 7 is body composition. We're going to do 3 different body composition measurements. First one we're going to do is skin fold measurements. So if you look on page 54 in your book, obviously Sam is a male. So we're going to do the men and do the foresight for the male. So the first one is subscapular. So Sam, if you would face that way, please. Okay, we're going to do everything on Sam's right side. So when you see this, here's Sam's scapula. On an angle just below his scapula, we're going to take a pinch. Okay, we're going to do a skin fold measurement.
14.
Okay, and we're going to do 3 trials on each one. Okay, so we're going to do a 3 trial here, then we'll move on to the next site, we'll do 3 trials there, and so on.
14. 14.
All right. The next site is thigh. If you would face the camera, please, sir. Okay. Good. So when Sam does the thigh, we don't want him flexing. We want him totally relaxed. We're doing all these measurements on the right side because that's where all the research was done. So there's no really great reason for it, but just because that's where the research is when we always do our measurements on the right side.
11. 10. 11.
All right, the next one is the chest. Okay, so I'm going to switch places with Ryan here. Chest, we're going to go halfway between the crease and the nipple on a diagonal.
Seven. 7. 7.
Good, and the last one is abdomen. So we're just going to go 1 inch to the right of his belly button. That's a vertical fold.
14. 14. 14.
14. Okay, so when we go through the data sheets, you're going to see this data that we just collected on Sam. But when we're talking about skin folds, all we're doing is taking a pinch and separating the subcutaneous fat, which is the fat right underneath the skin, from the muscle beneath. So when you saw Ryan do that, you didn't get it up close, but he was just separating that fat. Then he was taking the measurement about halfway between where the top of that pinch was and the actual surface of the body itself. Okay, so it's about halfway between, and then we'll give you these numbers and you'll do the calculations on body composition. Okay, here we are. We're going to do a hydrostatic weighing on Sam. So this is also called underwater weighing. As you can see, Sam's already in the water. We take some measurements. We're going to catch up with those on the data sheet. But right now, I'll just walk you through this. Sam's just going to do 3 trials. If we were doing this kind of in a more clinical setting, Sam would probably be doing 10 trials because we want to get a more accurate reading. But Sam's already in the water. We're going to have him get all the way down in the water, wipe out any extra air that he has on him because that's going to give us false reading. We want him to wipe down all that air. He already went to the restroom, so we accounted for that. Then we're going to take 3 trials. We're actually going to get what Sam's weight is underwater. And we're going to be able to use that number to determine his body density. From his body density, we're going to be able to determine his body fat percentage. All right, Sam. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to sit in this chair. I'm going to help steady it. Get your butt as far back as possible. And your feet out, because the easiest way to do this, have you done one of these before?
Nope.
Okay, so you're going to blow out as much air as you possibly can above water.
Okay.
You can grab down on the sides and pull yourself. What you want to do, and you want to probably put your hands up a little further up because your center of gravity is going to try to flip you forward if your hands are too far back. So you're going to pull your head down, blow out as much air as you possibly can. We're going to try to get this to be steady reading. If you need to breathe, just put your head up and breathe.
I don't need to breathe.
If we get a good reading, I'll pound on the side and you'll be able to come up then. Okay, we're going to do 3 trials.
Right.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, start blowing all your air out and then you're going to dunk your head. Go ahead. I'm just keeping you steady. Good job, Sam. So when you do one of these, it's a little odd for people because most of the time we want to breathe a bunch of air in before we stick our head underwater. So it takes some learning for his subject because we're trying to blow all the air out, and it's not fun to be underwater with no air in your lungs. So it takes a couple trials, but that was a good trial. I got 5 on that one. All right, sir, whenever you're ready to go again. Stay real steady. Blow it all out. Get rid of that air, Sam. Good job. All right. One more trial. Whenever you're ready. Stay as still as possible. Nice, really steady on that last one. Okay, so there's his 3 trials. We're gonna write those down. You'll see those on your data sheet, and we're gonna take a mean. You're gonna be able to do the calculation for body composition for Sam from the hydrostatic weighing. Okay, so here's the BIA. I'm gonna explain what the BIA is in your data sheets and in the lecture, but all Sam's gonna do is gonna step on the scale when I tell him to. We're gonna get a body fat percentage reading just from him stepping on the scale. So stay right there for a second, Sam. You are an adult, male. You are 5 feet 9 inches tall. Okay, step on, please. Best way to do this is barefooted because we're actually going to get an electrical impulse sent through Sam's body. And based on the speed of that, we're going to get a body fat percentage. 20% is what we got. Good work, Sam.